I'm here at the Capitol for the annual Lupercal celebration, but there's a new twist to the activities this year. Julius Caesar makes a triumphant return home from the defeat of Pompey, much to the delight of the crowds here. Local businesses have closed their doors and many have taken to the streets, some carrying Hail Caesar signs and others decorating statues of their beloved leader. It's hard to believe that just a few short years ago, these same throngs were on hand to celebrate a victorious Pompey. But today, it's all about Caesar. Despite the party atmosphere, though, tensions are running high in the Capitol. Sources tell me that some senators are concerned that this hero's welcome may mark a power grab by Caesar, and some of them have even confronted revelers here. Will these disgruntled insiders cut short this social affair? Stay tuned for continuing coverage.
Calpurnia.
Oh, peace ho! Caesar speaks.
Calpurnia,
Here, my lord.
stand you directly in Antonius' way when he doth run his course. Antonius, forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say the Baron, touched in this holy chase, shakes off its sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on, and leave no ceremony out. Ah, who calls?
Bid every noise be still. Peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry, Caesar! Well, speak. Caesar is turned to hear. Who's that?
It's a soothsayer. He bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
A fellow, come from the throng and look upon your Caesar.
What thou sayest to me now? Speak again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him. Pass.
No comment.
Will you go and see the order of the course?
Not I.
Oh, now, Brutus, I pray you do.
I'm not gamesome. I do lack some of that quick spirit that is in Antony. But let me not hinder your desires, Cassius. I'll leave you.
Now, Brutus, I do observe you of late. Well, I've not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Be not deceived if I have veiled my look. Vexed I am of late, with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself. A Brutus with himself at war forgets the shows of love to other men.
Ah, then, Brutus, I much mistook your passion. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, or by some other thing.
Ah, it is just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you might see your shadow.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek in myself for that which is not in me?
Oh, but now, Brutus, since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
Now what means this shouting? Look, I fear the people must choose Caesar as their king.
Aye, Brutus. Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not. Although I do love him, Cassius. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? Or what is it that you wish to impart with me, if it be toward the general good, and set honor in one eye, and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me, I love the name of honor, more than I fear death.
Now, Brutus, I know that virtue to be in you, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. Now, I was born free as Caesar. So were you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood, and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in, and bade the man to follow me. So indeed he did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it. But ere could we arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" Now I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulders the old Anchises bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I this tired Caesar. And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is but a wretched creature, and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but not on him. Now he had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, Brutus, this god did shake. His coward lips did from their color fly. I did hear the man groan. It doth amaze me, a man with such a feeble temper should so get the star of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. Now these must be for some new honors being heaped on Caesar.
Oh, why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus. And we petty men walk under his huge legs, and we peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some point are masters of their fate. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded any more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. Yours is as heavy. Now conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit just as soon as Caesar. Now, in all the names of all the gods at once, what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he has grown so great? Rome, beloved Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods.
Aye. Well, that you do love me, Cassius, I am nothing jealous. What you have said I will consider. What you have to say I will with patience hear, but till then, chew upon this, my noble friend. Brutus would have rather been a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard times as the condition is like to lay upon us.
I am glad that my weak words have struck but this much show of fire from our Brutus.
Now, Cassius, the games are done. Caesar has returned.
Yes, as they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what his worthy note proceeded today.
I will do so, but look you, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow. All the rest look like a chide in train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale.
Yes, Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius,
Caesar, my lord.
let me have men around me that are fat, sleek-headed men and such as sleep o' nights, Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much.
Think not of him, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I fear him not. Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much. He's a great observer and looks quite through the deeds of man. Seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he never are comfortable around those greater than themselves. For always, I am Caesar. Come. Antonius, come. Come on my right hand, for this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkest of him.
Casca.
Oh, you pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye. Tell us what had chanced today, Casca, that Caesar looks so sad.
Well, you were with him, were you not?
Nay, well, then I should not ask Casca what had chanced.
Well, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand thus, and the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
For that too.
Nah, they shouted thrice, Casca. What was the third cry for?
For that too.
What? Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, merry was it. Each time gentler than the other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Now tell us the nature of it, gentle Casca.
I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet 'twasn't a crown neither, 'twas one of those coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again, and he put it by again. But to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then he offered it to him the third time, and he put it the third time by. And still as he refused it, the Rabblement hooted and clapped their chapped hands, and threw up their sweaty nightcaps, and uttered such a deal of stinking breath that it almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. Now for mine own part, I durst not laugh, for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, Casca. What? Did Caesar swoon?
Aye, he fell down in the marketplace, foamed at the mouth, and was speechless.
Now, 'tis very like. He hath a falling sickness.
Oh no, Caesar hath it not. But you, and I, and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I'm sure Caesar fell down.
Well, what did he say once he came on to himself?
Mary, when he perceived the common herd was glad he refused the crown, he plucked me up his doublet and offered them his throat to cut.
Ah, I see. And then he came away thus sad.
Aye,
Did Cicero say anything?
she spoke Greek.
Yes. To what effect?
It was Greek to me. I could tell you more news too. Publius Cimber, for pulling scarves off Caesar's images, is put to silence. Very well. There was more foolery yet if I could remember it.
Casca, will you sup with me tonight?
No, I'm promised forth.
Will you sup with me tomorrow, then?
Aye, if I be alive and your mind hold and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. Good. I will expect you.
Now do so. Farewell both.
And so it is. For this time I'll leave you, Cassius. Tomorrow, if it please you to speak with me, come home to me. Or if you will, I will come home to you, and you shall wait for me.
I will do so. Brutus, till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Yet, I see thy honorable metal may be rot, from that it is disposed. Therefore it is meet that noble minds should keep ever with their likes. For who's so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. Now, if I were Brutus now and he Cassius, he should not humor me so. I will this night, in several hands, in at Brutus's window throw, as if it came from several citizens' writings, all tending to that great opinion Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. After this, let Caesar seat him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
We interrupt this broadcast for a special weather bulletin. Radar indicates what experts are calling a 100-year storm headed straight for the capital. Meteorologists warn of harmful lightning that could spark spontaneous fires in the area. It seems this year's Ides of March could be dangerous. Stay tuned for continuing coverage.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home. Why are you so breathless? And why do you stare so?
Are you not moved when all the sway of the earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I've seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now, did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well, my son, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Against the Capitol, I met a lion, who glared upon me and went surly by without annoying me. And they were drawn upon a heap of 100 ghastly women, all transformed with their fear, who swore that they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. The bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let them not say, these are their reasons, they are natural, for I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed. It is a strange disposed time. Come, Caesar, to the capital tomorrow.
He doth. For he did bid Antonius send word to you that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night, then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Hi, who's there?
A Roman.
Oh, Casca by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honorable men.
Whoever knew the heavens meant us so? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca. And the sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want. Or else you use them not. You look pale, and gaze, put on fear, and you cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider for a moment, why all these fires? Why all these gliding ghosts? Why all these things change from their ordinance to some monstrous quality? Why, Casca, you shall find heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night? Now a man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be, would it?
Ah, indeed. They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as their king.
Well, I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Oh man, so vile a thing as Caesar. Oh, excuse me, Casca. Oh, Greece, where hast thou led me? If I perhaps speak this before the willing bondman, then I know my answer must be made.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs. I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
Now, Casca, there's a bargain made. Now, know you, I've already moved some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. Now, the work we have at hand, most bloody, most fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while. Here comes one in haste.
Ah, 'tis Cinna. I do know him by his gait. He's a friend. Cinna, why haste you so?
To find out you. Who's that? Metellus Cimber?
No, this is Casca, one in corporate to our attempts.
I'm
Now-
glad.
Yes?
I'm glad on it. What a fearful night is this. 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Now, am I not stayed for, Cinna?
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Yes, be you content. Good Cinna, take this paper, and lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it. Now that done, where did I put it? Ah. Take this, throw it in at his window. Now that done, repair to Pompey's theater, where you shall find us. Now is Lucilius there?
All but Metellus Cimber, and he is gone to seek you at your house. Well, I will hie and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
Cinna, that done, repair to Pompey's theater. Yes. Come, Casca.
It must be by his death. I, for mine own part, know no personal cause to spurn at him. But for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, that's the question. They say it is the bright day that brings forth the adder, craves weary walking. Crown him. Yes, and then I grant we put a sting in him. to speak truth to Caesar. I know not when his affections swayed more than his reasons, but it is a common proof. Lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face, but upon reaching the utmost round, he turns his back. He looks towards the skies, scorns the base degrees from which he did ascend. So Caesar may. Therefore, let us think him as a serpent's egg, which, once hatched, would as his kind grow mischievous and kill him in the shell.
The taper burneth in your closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I am sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
I'll get you to bed, boy. It is not day. Lucius, is not tomorrow the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar, then. Bring me word.
I will, sir.
The exhalations whizzing in the air give me so much light I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. See thyself. Shall Rome and etc. and all speak, strike, redress? Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. Am I entreated to speak and then strike?
Sir, March is wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Now go to the gate. Somebody will knock. Since Cassius did first wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Since the first acting of a dreadful thing in the first motion, all the interim's a hideous dream.
Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, their hats are plucked about their ears, and half their faces are buried in their cloaks.
I'll bid them enter. It is the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evils are most free? Where then by day wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy terrible visage?
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
No, Cassius. I've been awake this hour up all night. Know I these fellows that come along with you?
Aye, every one of them. And no one here but honors you. And every one doth wish you had that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman does. Ah, this is Lucilius.
Welcome.
This, Cicero. This, Cinna. And this here is Casca.
They're all welcome. What watchful cares interpose themselves twixt your eyes and night?
Now, Brutus, shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
Oh, no. Here as I point, the sun rises.
Now give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. If these motives be weak, break off betimes, every man hence to his idle bed. Oh, but if these, as I'm sure they do, bear fire enough, then, well, what other oath than honesty to honesty engaged? This it shall be, or we will fall for it.
Yes. Now, but what of Metellus Cimber? Shall we sound him? Now, I think he will stand very strong with us after his brother Publius Cimber has been condemned.
Let's not leave him out.
No, by no means.
No, let us not break with him. He will never follow anything that other men have begun.
Then leave him out.
Indeed, he is not fit.
So, shall no man else be touched but Caesar?
Now, Lucilius, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver. Therefore, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
No. Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut off the head and then hack the limbs, like wrath in death and envy afterwards. Antony is but a limb of Caesar. We must be Sacrificers, not butchers. Alas, Caesar must bleed for it. But let's kill him boldly, oh, not wrathfully. This shall make our purpose seem necessary, and not envious. So appearing to the common proof, we shall be known as purgers, not murderers. For Mark Antony, think not of him. He can do no more than Caesar's arm once his head is off.
Yes, but I fear him for the engrafted love that he bears to Caesar.
Please, Cassius, think no more of him.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Now, peace. Now count the clock.
It is time to part.
The clock has stricken 3. But it's uncertain whether Caesar will come forth today or no. For he is superstitious, grown of late, and the persuasion of his augurs may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can oversway him, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
Well, by the 8th hour, then. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, but fail not then.
Well, the morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves. But remember what you all have said here, and show yourselves true Romans.
Our good friends, look fresh and merrily, but let not your looks put on your purposes. We must bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. So good night to you all, everyone. Boy! Lucius! While fast asleep, 'tis no matter. Enjoy the honey-heavy dew of slumber. Ah, yes, thou hast no figures, no fantasies, which busy care draws in the brains of man.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your weak condition to commit yourself to the rock-hold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed. And yesternight at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that have threatened me have never looked but on my back. When they have seen the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There's one within, besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sight seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets. Graves yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon the clouds in ranks and squadrons in right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the capital. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying men did groan. And ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
Musing and sighing with your arms across, and when I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks. I urged you further. Then you scratched your head and too impatiently did stamp with your foot. Yet I insisted, but you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience, which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor, which sometimes hath his hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and it can work so much upon your shape, as much as it hath much prevailed on your condition. I should not know you. Brutus, my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I'm not well in health, Portia, although that's all.
Mark Antony shall say I'm not well, and for thy humor, I will stay at home today. Look, here comes Lucilius. He will tell them so.
Caesar, all hail and good morrow. My worthy Caesar, I have come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators. To tell them I will not come. That I cannot, false. That I dare not, falser. Simply tell them I will not come.
Say he is sick.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do, Portia. Now, please, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical? To walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the cold, dank morning. What, is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the foul contagion of the night? To tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees I charm you by my once commended beauty, and by all of your vows of love, and that one great vow should incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy. Oh, and what men tonight have had to resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 did hide their faces even from darkness.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. In all the wonders that I yet have seen, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and he shall say that you are not well today. But let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it to be accepted that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in some sort or limitation, to sit with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you, sometimes? Dwell I, but in the suburbs, of your good pleasure. But be no more. Portia is Brutus's harlot, and not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as these ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. I grant I am woman, but withal, a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant I am woman, but withal, a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I am no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them.
Oh my, Portia!
I've made strong proof of my constancy, given myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. that with patience, and not my husband's secrets.
Oh, ye gods! Oh, render me worthy of such a noble wife.
The cause is in my will. I will not come today, and that is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She had dreamed tonight that she saw my fountain. My stature like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply as warnings, and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged me to stay at home tonight.
Why, these dreams are all misinterpreted. They were merely a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in so many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans did bathe, signifies that from you Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for stains, tinctures, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
And this way have you well expounded it.
That I have. You've heard what I can say. And know it now, the Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to the mighty Caesar. If you shall have me send them word you will not come, their minds may be changed. Besides, it were more apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate house till another time, till Caesar's wife can meet with better dreams. If Caesar hides himself, shall they not whisper low, Caesar is afraid?
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia? I am ashamed that I did yield to them. Give me my coat, for I will go.
Hark. Hark, someone knocks. Portia, go in a while. By and by thy bosom shall partake all the secrets of my sad heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee, all the character of my sad brow. Now please, leave me. Lucius!
And look where Cicero has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Cicero. Caesar. Casca. Cinna. Caesar was never so much your enemy as that same augur which hath made you lean. Ah, Brutus. What is the clock?
That's just struck an 8.
Ah, I thank you for your pains and courtesy. Ah, see? Mark Antony, which revels long o' nights, is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So too, most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cicero, I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today, and be near me, so that I may remember you.
Caesar, we will. And so near will we be, his best friends had wished we'd been further.
Good friends, come in and taste some wine, and we, like friends, shall straightway go together.
Oh, that every like were the same. Oh, Caesar, the heart of Brutus yearns to think upon it.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Lucilius loves thee not. All these men are of one mind, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover, Cinna the poet. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give him this. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. If thou read this, O Caesar, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive.
Lucius! Lucius! Oh, boy, run to the Senate house. Seek not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam.
Oh, I would have had thee there and here again. Oh, here, I can tell thee what thou should do there. Oh, Constancy, be strong upon my side. Set a huge mountain between my heart and my tongue. I have a man's mind, but a woman's might. Hard is it for women to keep counsel. Art thou here yet?
What should I do, madam? Run to the Senate house and nothing else, and so return to you and nothing else?
Yes, bring me word, boy, if thy lord look well, for he went sickly forth. And take good note what Caesar doth, and what suitors press to him. Hark, boy! What noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
Prithee, listen well. I heard a bustling rumor like a fray, and the wind breaks it from the capital.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
What is it o'clock?
It is about the 9th hour.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
Ah, that I have, good lady. If it would be so good to Caesar as to hear me, I would beseech him to befriend himself.
Why? Thou knowest of any harms intended towards him.
None that I know will come. Much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. Ah, here the street is narrow. The throngs that follow Caesar at the heels of senators, of praetors, common suitors, are enough to crowd a feeble man almost to death. I shall get myself to a place more void, and there speak with great Caesar as he comes along.
Ay me, I must go in. Oh, how weak a thing the heart of woman is. Oh, Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Sure the boy heard me. Lord Brutus hath a suit that Caesar will not grant. Oh, I grow faint. Oh, run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say I am merry, and come to me again. And bring me word what he doth say to thee.
The Ides of March are come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail, Caesar! Read this, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourself shall be last served.
Delay not, read it instantly.
What? Is the madam mad?
Sirrah, your face?
Oh, what? Urge your petitions in the street. Oh, madam, come to the capital. Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Now, Brutus, what shall be done if this be known? Neither Caesar nor Cassius shall ever turn back. I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant.
Oh, look you, Brutus, they draw Antony out of the way.
You were the first that rears your hand.
What? Are we not ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
I take thy hand, Caesar, but not in flattery. I desire thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What? Brutus!
Caesar, pardon. Pardon, Caesar. Now as low as thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement of our Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved. If I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant, as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all that doth remain constant, unshaken of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it even in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do I remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
What? Wilt thou hold up Olympus?
Oh, great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me! Ah!
Et tu, Brute! Ah! Then fall, Caesar!
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, cry it about the streets.
Yes, yes. Some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
Now, people and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff, ambition's debt has been paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
Oh, yes, and Cassius too.
No, wait, where's Cicero?
There, quite confounded with this mutiny.
Oh, good cheer, Cicero. There is no harm intended to you, nor any Roman else. Please tell them.
Yes, Cicero, and leave us, lest that the people rushing on you, doing your age some mischief.
And let no man abide by this deed but we, the doers.
Now, where's Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, children run, cry out, and stare in the streets as if it were a doomsday.
Our fates, we shall know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know 'tis but the time, and drawing out of days that men stand upon. We are Caesar's friends. We have abridged his time of fearing death. Oh, come, stoop. Stoop, Romans. Let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows. Besmear our red weapons. Yes, we shall march forth, even to the marketplace, waving our red weapons over our head, crying peace, freedom, and liberty.
Let us stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over again in states unborn, and accents yet unknown?
What? Shall we forth?
Aye! Every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the best and boldest hearts of Rome.
But here's Antony. Well, welcome! Welcome, Mark Antony.
No, no, no! Almighty Caesar, does thou lie so low? All thy conquests, glories, triumphs, and spoils shrunk to this little measure. Fare thee well. Gentlemen, I know not what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else his rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half his worth of those your swords made rich with the most noble blood in all the world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place shall please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off.
No, no. Now beg not your death of us, Mark Antony. Although now we must appear bloody and cruel by this our hands, and this present act you see we do. You see but our hands, and this bleeding business they have done. You see not our hearts, Antony. They are pitiful, and pity to the general wrong of Rome have done this deed to Caesar. Oh, Mark Antony, with the brother's temperance we receive you in, with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Antony, now your voice will be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Aye, only be patient till we have appeased the multitude besides themselves with fear. Then we will deliver to you the cause why I, that did love Caesar, have proceeded.
I doubt not your wisdom. Therefore, let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, do I shake with you. Now, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Lucilius, yours. Cinna, yours. Most valiant Casca, yours. Gentlemen all, I know not what to say. Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Oh, pardon, Julius. Here was thou bade, brave heart.
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, so in a friend it is cold modesty.
Now I blame you not for praising your Caesar so. But Antony, what compact you mean to have with us? Shall you be pricked in number of our friends? Or shall we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was swayed from the point by looking down upon Caesar. My friends, I am with you all and love you all upon this hope that you shall give me reason why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Of course, or else this were a savage spectacle. Now, our reasons are so full in good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek, and am moreover a suitor that I may produce his body in the marketplace and in the pulpit as become a friend speak in the order of his funeral.
Of course.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Now do not let Antony speak in his funeral. We know you how much the people may be moved by that which you will utter.
By your pardon, Cassius. I will myself into the pulpit first and give the reasons for Caesar's death.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, take up Caesar's body. You shall in your funeral speech not blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. But say you do it by our permission, or you shall have no hand in his funeral at all.
Let it be so. I do desire no more.
Good. You shall be speaking in the same pulpit I am going to after my speech is ended. Now please, prepare the body.
Pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers! Thou art the ruins of the noblest man who has ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this royal blood. Over these wounds I do prophesy, a curse shall light the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all parts of Italy. And Caesar's spirit, raging for revenge, with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines, with a monarch's force, cry out, havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrying men groaning for burial. You know Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did send for him to come to Rome.
He has received his letters and is coming. He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with all speed. Tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome. Here is a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. And I, well into the marketplace, with my oration of how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men.
The evil that men do lives after them.
I'm here at the Capitol today for the solemn occasion of Julius Caesar's funeral. Last night's vicious storms have cleared, and we now have a beautiful morning. Hundreds of people have gathered to pay their respects, still in shock over Caesar's sudden, brutal murder so soon after his victorious return from the conquest of Pompey. Sources at the Capitol tell me that they are anxious to hear some of the speakers today, especially Caesar's friend, Marcus Brutus, who they want to explain his role in this horrible killing. Still others await to hear from Mark Antony, who last was seen at the Capitol with the conspirators. Stay tuned for continuing coverage.
Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent, that you may hear. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say, well, Brutus's love for Caesar was no less than his. Yeah. If then that friend demand why? Why, Brutus? Why did you rise against Caesar? It wasn't that I loved Caesar less. It was that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves than Caesar were dead and live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. And as he was valiant, I will honor him. But as he was ambitious, I salute him. There are tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, death for his ambition. If there be any in this assembly, anyone who would rather die a slave than live a free man, speak, for it is him I have offended. I pause for a reply.
None, Brutus. None.
Well then, none I have offended. Now here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony. Though he had no hand in his death, he shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth. Which of you shall not? With this, I will depart. I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, and I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death.
No, live, Brutus, live, live.
Good countrymen, with this I depart. Please, stay with Mark Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glory, which he makes with our permission. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony had spoke.
Stay, and let us hear Mark Antony. Noble Antony, go up.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus has told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously has Caesar answered it. Here under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak at Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms the general coffers did fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When the poor cried, Caesar wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see on the feast of Lupercal that I thrice presented him with the kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. was this ambition. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings. Now mark him. He begins again to speak.
But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reference. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to rage and mutiny, I would do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I'd rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself, and to wrong you, than to wrong such honorable men. But here is a parchment under the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. It is his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read, for they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair for memory, and dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
The will! The will! Read the will, Mark Antony!
Have patience, sweet friends. I must not read it. It is not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood, you are not stones, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you were his heirs. For if you did, O masters, what would come of it?
We'll hear the will! We'll hear the will!
Please, will you be patient? Will you stay with me a while? I fear that I've overshot myself to tell you of this. And I fear that I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were villains! They were murderers! Read the will!
You will compel me then to read the will. Masters, if you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. It was on a summer's evening in his tent, the day he overcame the Nervi. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through.
No.
See what rent the envious Casca made. Through this the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked away his cursed steel, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, rushing out of doors to be resolved, if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how Caesar loved himself. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when Caesar saw him stab, ingratitude stronger than a traitor's arms quite vanquished him, and his mighty heart burst, and great Caesar fell. And as he fell, I fell, you fell, all of us fell, whilst bloody treason flourished over us.
Oh, piteous spectacle! Oh, woeful day! Noble Caesar! Let not a traitor live!
Good friends, please, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. Those who have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, that made them do it, I know not. But they are wise and honorable men, and with no doubt reason answer you. I come not to steal your hearts away. I'm no orator as Brutus is. But you all know me as a plain, blunt man who loved my friend.
Yes.
And they know this full well, that gave me public leave to speak of it. I have neither wit nor words nor power of speech to stir men's blood. I tell you that which you already know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, and bid them speak for me. But if I were Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there would be an Antony that would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar till every stone of Rome would rise to rage and mutiny.
We'll mutiny! We'll mutiny! Let not a traitor live!
Yet, hear me, countrymen. Here is the will under the seal of Caesar.
The will!
Let me read it to you. To every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas. Moreover, he hath left you his walks, his private arbors, his newly planted orchards on this side of the Tiber. He hath left them to you and to your heirs forever, to walk abroad and recreate yourselves. This was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never. Never! Never! Come away.
Now, let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou course what thou wilt.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar. And things unlucky charge my fantasies. I have no will to wander forth of doors, yet something leads me forth. What is my name? Where do I dwell? Whither am I going? Then, to answer each man wisely and truly, directly and honestly. Directly, I am going to Caesar's funeral.
These many then shall die. Look, their names are pricked.
Prick them down, Antony.
They shall not live. Look, with a spot I damn them. Now, listen, Octavius, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. Therefore, we must make straight head. As such, let our alliances then be combined.
Let us do so. Antony, we are at the stake and bait about with many enemies, and some that I fear have smile in their hearts. There are millions of mischiefs afoot. After you.
Portia, dead. Hawk, he has arrived.
Yes, my noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Oh, judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies. How then would I wrong a brother?
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. Now you have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes to the Sardians, where in my letters, praying on the man's side, because I knew he was slighted off.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeservers.
I an itching palm.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you know you are Brutus that speak this, or by the gods this speech were else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption. Chastisement, hide its head.
Chastisement.
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villains did touch and did stab at his body if not for justice? What? Should one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world support robbers? Should we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes, sell the mighty spaces of our large honors for so much trash it can be grasped thus? I'd rather be a dog and bay at the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bay not me, I'll not endure it. Now you forget yourself, to hedge me in. I am a soldier. Now I order and practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Oh, go to. You are not.
I am.
I say you're not.
Urge me no more, my noble friend. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health, and tempt me no further.
Away, slight man.
Is it possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way in room to your rash choler? Should I be frighted when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods! Ye gods! Must I endure all this?
All this? I'll take more. Fret till your proud heart break.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Oh, let it appear so then. Make your vaunting true. Oh, it should please me for mine own part. I'd be proud to learn of such honorable men.
Now you wrong me, Brutus. You wrong me. I said elder, not better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not, Cassius. There is no terror in your threats. I am so fully armed in honesty they pass me by as an idle wind, which I respect not. I sent to you for certain sums of gold. You denied me.
I denied you not.
Yes, you did. I can raise no money by vile means, Cassius. Oh, by heavens, I'd rather coin my heart.
I denied you not.
Yes, you did.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults, Cassius.
A friendly eye could never see such faults, Brutus.
Flatterer's eye would not. Although now they appear as huge as high Olympus.
Oh, come, Antony! And young Octavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for he's aweary of the world, hated by one he loves, braved by his brother. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger. And here, my naked breast. Now, Brutus, within a heart richer than gold, if thou beest Roman, take it forth. Strike as thou didst at Caesar. I that denied thee gold will give thou my heart. For when thou hatest him, thou lovest him better than thou ever lovest Cassius.
I'll sheath thy dagger, Cassius. And be angry when you will, it shall have scope. I'll do what you'd like. Your dishonor will be my humor.
If Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and plenty-tempered vexeth him.
Oh, Cassius. When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much?
Aye.
Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Oh, yes, Cassius. And from henceforth, when you are over earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides and leave you so.
Generals, there's some grudge between them. 'Tis not meet they be alone.
How now? What's the matter?
For shame, you generals. What do you mean? Love and be friends as two such men should be. For I have seen more years, I'm sure, than ye.
How vilely doth this cynic rhyme, Brutus.
I'll get you hence, a saucy madam, away!
Bear with her, Brutus. 'Tis her fashion.
I'll bear with her when she knows her time. What are the wars to do with these jigging fools? I'll get you hence. Away! Go!
Away! Be gone.
Lucilius, I'll bid the commanders prepare their companies tonight.
Yes, and Lucilius, come yourself, and Cicero with you.
Lucius! Lucius! A bowl of wine.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
Well, I'm sick with many griefs, Cassius.
Well, now of your philosophy, Brutus, you make no use if you give way to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Hi. Portia.
She's gone.
Oh. Now how escaped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
The grief. Impatience of my absence. Afraid with fear that Mark Antony and Octavius had made themselves so strong. For with her death is when those tidings came. When her attendants were absent, she swallowed fire.
And died so.
Even so.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
Oh, no more, please, Cassius. A bowl of wine. I wish to drink away all unkindness.
Yes, my heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius. Fill till the wine overswell the cup. For I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love.
Welcome, good Casca. Come in. Sit we close about this taper here. We must call into question our necessities.
Portia, art thou gone?
Please, Cassius, no more. Now, Casca, I have here letters that Mark Antony and Octavius come down upon us with a mighty power. They are bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Brutus, now I have as much of art in this as you.
Well, I'll do our work alive then. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reasons?
Well, this it is. 'Tis better the enemy seek us. So shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers, now doing himself the offense, whilst we, Brutus, lying still, are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Aye, I see. But good reasons must, of force, give place to better. The people twixt Philippi and this ground, they stand in a forced affection. The enemy, marching along by them, will make a fuller number up. They shall come on refreshed, new added, and encouraged. From such an advantage, we must cut them off. If at Philippi we face them, these people are at our backs.
No, hear me, good brother.
Oh, Cassius, You must note, we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful. Our cause is ripe. The enemy, they increaseth every day. There is a tide in the affairs of men, Cassius, which, taken at the flood, will lead on to vantage. Amid it, all the spoils of our life will be bound in shallows and miseries. Such a full sea we are now afloat. We must take it when the current serves, or we will lose our vantage.
Therefore, we will on, with your will, along ourselves, and meet them at Philippi.
Very good. But Cassius, the deep of night has crept upon our talk. Nature must obey necessity.
No more. Good night. Brutus, 'twas the no beginning of the night. Never let such division come between our souls again. Let it not.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Farewell, Cassius. How ill this taper burns! I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this apparition. What? What? Art thou some devil? Some angel or some thing? Make my blood cold in my hair to stare. Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus!
Why comest thou? Then I shall see thee again. At Philippi, then. Oh, ill spirit! Now I've taken heart, thou vanished. I would have held more talk with thee. Boy, Lucius! Didst thou dream, boy? Didst thou cry, stout?
I did not know that I did cry.
Yes! Yes, thou didst! Didst thou see anything?
No, sir. Nothing.
Away. Oh, Casca! Casca!
My lord.
Didst thou see anything, Casca?
I saw nothing, my lord.
Go. Go. Commend me to my brother Cassius. Tell him to set on his powers betimes before. We shall follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. It is not so, for they mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
Oh, tut. I'm in their bosom. I know wherefore they do it. They'd be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But it's not so. Now, Octavius, lead your battle softly on the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand, keep thou the left.
Why dost thou cross me in this exingent?
I do not mean to cross you, but I will do so.
They stand. Would have parley.
Yes, stand fast. We must out and talk.
Should we give sign of battle?
No, Octavius. We will answer upon their charge. Now mark forth. The generals would have some words.
Commander, stir not until the signal.
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Oh, not that we love words better as you do, countrymen.
Good words. Good words, Octavius, are better than bad strokes.
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar!"
Antony, Antony, Antony. Now the posture of your blows is yet unknown. But for your words, you rob the hibbler bees and leave them honeyless.
Ah, and not stingless, too.
Aye, and soundless too, for you have stolen their buzzing, Antony. Very wisely threat before you sting.
Villains! You did not so when your vile daggers hacked one another in the sides of Caesar, while you showed your teeth like apes, and fawned like hounds, and bowed like bondsmen, kissing Caesar's feet, while the damned Casca, like a cur, from behind struck Caesar upon the neck. Oh, you flatterers!
Now, flatterers! Antony, know this. That tongue had not offended so today if Cassius had but ruled.
Come, the cause. If arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you this sword goes up again? Never. To my uncle's 33 wounds be well avenged, or to another Caesar hath added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Oh, thou cannot die by traitors' hands, Caesar, unless thou bringest them with thee.
Oh, I hope so, Brutus. I was not born to die on thy sword.
Boy, if thou wert the noblest of thy strain, thou could not die with more honor.
No, a peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor. You're joined with a reveler.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony, let's away. Defiance, traitors. Hurley in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have the stomachs for it.
Why now? Blow wind, swell billow, and swim bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard.
Hark! Lucilius, a word with you.
Cicero. Today is my birthday. This very day was Cassius born.
And yet, we must battle for our liberties. Believe it not so.
Now, most noble Brutus, the gods today stand friendly that we may, lovers in peace, live on our days to old age. But the affairs of men are still uncertain. Let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then is this the last time that we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do? If we lose this battle, you are contented to be led through the streets of Rome in triumph.
Oh, no. No, think not Brutus will ever be led through Rome. He bears too great a mind. But alas, today must end that business the Ides of March began. Whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, my everlasting farewell take, Cassius. Forever and forever farewell. If we meet again, we shall smile. But if not, then this parting was well made.
Forever and forever farewell. If we do meet again, we will smile indeed. If not, as 'tis true, this parting was well made.
Oh, if there were a way we could know the end of today's business. Now suffice it to say, the day will end, and the end will be known. Now come, away.
Casca, come. Cinna, Cicero, come.
Oh, ride! Ride, Lucilius, ride! Give these papers to the legions on the other side. I sense a cold demeanor in Octavius's wing. A sudden push will give them the overthrow. Oh, ride, Lucilius, ride! Let them all fall down!
Oh, no. Look, Cicero, the villains fly.
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early. Who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers have followed the spoil, and we by Antony are all enclosed.
Oh, Casca! Casca, Are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Casca, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide the spurs in him until he has brought thee up to yonder troops, and here again, let me know whether yonder troops are friend or enemy.
I would be here again, even with a thought.
Cinna, now get higher on that hill and tell me what thou noticed about the field. This day I breathe first. Where I did begin, there shall I end. Time has come round. My life has run its compass. Cinna, what news?
Oh, my lord.
Cinna, what news?
Casca is enclosed around. Now they are almost on him. Oh, he's taken. And hark, they shout for joy.
Come down. Come down, Cinna. Behold no more. It's done. Oh, coward that I am. Coward. See that boy taken before my face. Is this not what you want? Which one of you are not me? Is this not what you want to see? With the sword that ran through Caesar's bowels. Search this bosom. Stand not to answer. No more, Rome. Caesar, here at the hilts, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged. Even with the sword, Casca, have killed thee.
But Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost set tonight, so in his red blood Cassius' day is set. The sun of Rome is set. Our day is gone. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. Mistrust of my success hath done this deed. Why didst thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? Did not they give me this wreath of victory and bid me give it thee? Didst thou not hear their shouts? Alas, thou hast misconstrued everything. But hold, take this garland on thy brow. Thy Brutus bid me give it thee, and I will do his bidding. Brutus, come apace and see how I regarded Caius Cassius. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman's part. Come, Cassius' sword, and find Casca's heart.
He is slain.
Oh, Julius Caesar! The spirit art mighty yet! He walks abroad and turns our swords in on our proper entrails. Oh, the last of all true Romans. Fare thee well. It is impossible Rome should ever breed such a fellow. But friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I will find time, Cassius. I will find time. I'll come. To Thasos, send their body. The funeral should not be in our camp, lest it discomfort us. Now come, Lucilius, rest.
My lord, Lucius showed the torchlight, but he came not back. He's either taken or slain.
I'll sit, Lucilius. Slaying is the word. It is a deed in fashion. Hark, Lucilius.
What? No, not for all of the world.
Oh, peace? Peace, then, no words.
Well, I'd rather kill myself.
Oh, Lucilius, the ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me twice. Once at Sardis, and again here, at Philippi Fields. I know my hour is come.
Oh, not so, my lord.
Nay, I'm sure it is. Thou seest the world, Lucilius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than to tarry till they push us.
No.
Thou knowest we went to school together. Even for that love of old, please, oh please, I prithee, Lucilius, hold my sword hilt whilst I run upon it.
No, no, not an office for a friend, my lord.
Aye. Farewell then, Lucilius. Farewell. Why? No! No!
My buddy is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love. And my home's the key. My body is a cage that keeps me from dancing with the one I love, but my mind holds the key. I'm standing on a stage of fear and self-doubt. It's a hollow play, but they'll clap anyway. My body is a cage.
Farewell to thee too, countrymen. My heart doth joy that in all my life I found no man, but he was true to me. Shall have glory by this losing day. More than Mark Antony and Octavius will attain to with their vile conquest. Oh, fare thee well at once. Brutus's tongue hath almost ended his life's history. Night hangs upon mine eyes. My bones want rest. Oh, they have labored to attain this hour. Caesar, now be still. I kill thee not with half as good a will.
My body is a
Brutus, my lord, I have found Lucius, my master. Free from the bonds you were in. The conquerors can make but a fire of him. For Brutus only overcame himself, and no man hath honor in his death. I thank thee, Brutus.
All that serve, Brutus, I will entertain. Moment of your time. Lucilius, how did Brutus die?
The sword. He did run on it.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did what they did out of envy of great Caesar. He alone, in general honest thought and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements in him so mixed that nature herself might stand up and say to the world, "This was a man."
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all the respects and rites of burial. Within my tent tonight his bones shall lie, like a soldier, ordered honorably. Antony, call the field to rest. Let's away. Depart the glories of this happy day.
Set